say, hey mate, how are ya?
Mate, how are ya?
It's not exactly the way we planned it all to go. Alrighty guys, today is the day. We're setting off, we're leaving Brisbane and we're on our way to Melbourne to meet up with my family. My dad turns 70 this month, so it's time to start our trips heading south. It's going to be quick time, then we'll have a few months in Melbourne. But I just gave the car a little rinse. This morning, and the van, it's all looking pretty good. Looking forward to getting on the road, and we'll have to bring us all along for the ride. So I thought I'd just give you a quick walk around of the car and the caravan all hooked up, ready to go, so you can see what we're going to be travelling in. Definitely a home away from home. We're pretty comfortable and we're pretty happy with the setup that we've got. Guess now it's just a matter of getting on the road. First stop is at a hip camp. I'll just pop it up on the screen on where we're going. It's near Ashby at a place called Clarence Camping. So that's pretty cool. We're excited to check all that out, and we'll take you all along for the trip. Anyways, let's get going. You. Late, but that's classic for us.
Had a bit of a morning, didn't we?
Yep. Saying goodbye to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on the road. A couple of hours down the road, and we'll need a break for this little man in the back. Say hello. Yeah, you want that, don't you?
Beep. Yeah. I'm just learning, okay? Nah, I'm just tricking. Alright guys, welcome back. I don't have all the footage of the whole trip. I think, you know, just getting used to the whole scenario, and you just forget to turn the camera on a bit. So I'm just going to lay this over some of the footage to fill in the blanks. So this first bit, we, through a family friend, we organised to have our handbrake adjusted on our way down to our first hip camp spot. And for anyone that has a Y62 Patrol or knows about them, they have the foot brake for the handbrake, not a lever or electric brake. And ours was very, very slack. So it, you know, like you would, any sort of increment with no caravan and it would roll, it wouldn't hold itself. And obviously it's 10 times worse with the van on. So that became a bit of an issue for us. So through a family friend, there's a shop in the Gold Coast that we went to with the van on our drive on that Monday. We went on to our first stop, and they were really good to deal with. It was, you know, an hour or so, and they had it all fixed up, and off we went. And we paid the bill, whatever, see you later. 20 minutes back on the highway heading south there to Gold Coast, and I just had this wicked vibration starting to come through the steering wheel. Just the whole car was starting to shudder, and I was like, what's going on? Pulled over, and I thought, oh gee, maybe the wheel alignment went out whilst we were getting this handbrake done. So I called a tyre shop not far. I said, hey mate, can you squeeze me in for a last minute wheel alignment? I've got this wicked shudder. And he just asked me a couple of questions. He's like, there's no way your wheel alignment's just gone out that fast. Probably want to take it back to where the handbrake got done. It might be too tight. and so it's catching and heating it up, and you know, it'll be a bigger problem. So I rang the shop and they said, oh, that's not good, how far are you? So I ended up just nursing it back. And I should just clarify, this was doing 95, 100 Ks on the highway. Like, I wasn't braking or anything, I was just driving, and it occurred. So took it back, and they realized that they've tightened the handbrake too much. So yeah, bit of a doozy. So they were good about it. They stayed back, waited for me to get back there. Got the car, they left the van on the car, and they just lifted the whole back axle and redid the adjustment, and it's really good now. So, you know, second time around we got it all sweet, so good on them. But it chewed up a bit of our time, and so we never made it to our first hip camp. So, you know, it's just whatever, they take the money and go, there's no real refund. So that was fine. So we end up pushing through to a place that I can't remember. I'll just put it up on the screen. We stayed at a servo, and it was like Casey's one thing that she didn't want to happen. She didn't want to be parked at some servo or somewhere on the side of the road. She wanted proper places to stay on our trip down there, even though it was fast. We were planning to do this trip in like 7 days, and you know, Brisbane to Sydney, Sydney to Melbourne, it should be okay, but yeah, wanted legit places to stay, so that was fine. So we ended up completely missing this hip camp and ended up staying behind a Shell servo in a big truck area sort of place that we could stop for the night. Camped there, just, I don't know, we got in late, got some fuel and kept going, and got in late, got in there. Oh no, we didn't get fuel, we just got dinner and kept going. Had a sleep, and then trucked on to the next day. So the next morning, we just got, I think it was about 9 o'clock, we set sail and ended up getting into, oh, what was the name of that? Colonial. I'll put it up on the screen now of where it was that we stayed. Anyway, so we were back on track. That was booked in for the Tuesday night, so we were back on track. We made up the lost time by a bit of stuffing around with the handbrake. Yeah, and anyway, once it was all fixed, it drove fine, so that was good, you know, whatever. So we get into this place, had a chill out, and yeah, just try to have a reset after a bit of a shaky start to the whole trip heading towards Victoria, and our first time, you know, living on the road. Okay, we've made it. We have finally made it to our first actual planned stop after last night missing the hip camp just due to being behind, and we wanted to gobble up some Ks after Ted's fell asleep in the car. So we've made it to Colonial Big 4, which is in a suburb called Harrington, central coast of New South Wales. So we're all set up, we're all happy to be chilling out. Teddy's having his sandwich for lunch. What's in your sandwich, baby? Yeah, ham and cheese, shoe fly. And then we're cooking some chicken. Mummy and I are going to have chicken Caesar salad for lunch, which will be nice. It's a pretty quiet Big 4. I think there's only about 20 to 30 sites at this caravan park. Yeah, but it is pretty busy though. There wasn't too many vacant sites when we drove in, maybe 3 or 4, so obviously popular with some people travelling. Looks like there are some people that are here a bit longer than a night as well, so that's cool. Anywho, so that's us for today. I reckon we're just going to have a quiet afternoon, do a load of washing, try and get some YouTube back up and going again. Got the Starlink hooked up, that's doing really well. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Just a cruisy day down the highway, and another 4 hours or so tomorrow, and go from there. Anyways, that's us. Wales time.
It's not. It's morning in Queensland.
Yeah.
Toddler travel realities. He's not having a bar of it. Yes, Teddy. Can Mummy talk to the camera or no? He's had it, Dad. Not having a bar of it today, is he?
No.
He's had a couple of... I'm not even going to be able to talk. We've had a couple of big days in the car. He's had a good day yesterday in the car, bad day the first day, and today's not looking much better, is it?
Today's been up and down.
Yeah, a bit up and down. You're done, Teds, are you? I really don't like giving him an iPad in the car, but I think it might be one of those days today where a bit of screen time might save us. Chew up those Ks. Yeah. Look, Teddy, excavators. Can you see the excavators? There could be roadworks everywhere along the road, so he could just look at excavators the whole time. Would be set. All right. So where are we? We're just about to drive into Newcastle, or we're bypassing Newcastle.
Well, yeah, we are taking the bypass.
Yeah.
We're in Newcastle
that area. We are stopping where for fuel? Where are we stopping?
We're just at a 7-Eleven, but I don't even know the suburb.
Don't know the suburb, but we're stopping at 7-Eleven.
Planned it based on fuel range.
Planned it based on fuel range, and Trent's a bit savvy with the old, what's that app called that you used on?
Petrol Spy.
Petrol Spy, and isn't there another one? Fuel Map Australia?
Fuel Map Australia, that was good for Queensland, but...
Oh, not so good in New South Wales?
No.
No, okay. So Petrol Spy is great for New South Wales, and Fuel Map Australia we used in Queensland. But we have the fuel light on for the first time ever in the Patrol. How long have we owned it for? 3 months or so? Yep, and the fuel light is officially on for the first time. We have a fuel light, it works. Yes, darling? Oh, you want to hop out? Okay, we're going to stop and get some petrol really soon, okay? Okay, not long now, I promise. Can you see the big bread on the truck? Look, it's a pink truck with bread on it.
Wonder why. Wonder why. Twice the fibre.
Life isn't always sunshine and rainbows on the road, hey, Dal?
Yep.
How good's travelling with a 2-year-old? Okay, so we've got, what have we got? 65 kilometres of range. Car is currently flashing at us to tell us that we need petrol, and we have how many Ks? 38 kilometres until our fuel stops. So living life on the edge. We have how much? 294 292 capacity, and we've used almost every single drop of that.
Yep.
And yeah, so we'll take you along to the servo with us, and you can see how much it costs us to fill our massive tanks from empty to full. Do you know what we're averaging litres per 100 at the moment, Tal? 29.4 litres per 100. So obviously we've got the big tyres. We're well heavy, aren't we?
Got some stuff in the car that's extra.
The car's heavy. We've got extra stuff that we're taking down to Victoria with us. So we're nice and heavy, big tyres, and the car is a thirsty gal. So we'll keep you updated on the fuel situation, and we'll let you know how it goes. I feel like I need to probably sort this child out now. See yous. Right. We ran out of range on the car. We've got flashing lines in where our fuel range is meant to be.
Yep.
We're 600 metres away from the servo, so I think we've made it. Car's still going at this point in time, so that's good.
Oh, this is a good price. We'll just go here. 187. Oh, here
Oh,
it is.
here's the 7-Eleven anyway, darling. So Trent's
it.
got a fuel lock set up
We
for the
made it.
7-Eleven. We're obviously, are you gonna fit in here, darling? It's a small servo. Wowzers.
This is a small servo.
Just trying to swing the big rig in. Good job, darling. Yeah, so we're obviously premium petrol. So what is it here, Dal? The price?
$2.10.
$2.10 a litre. We've got
from Brisbane.
a fuel lock that you did in Brisbane for how much is a fuel lock? $2.05.
$2.05, so
Okay.
not much.
Yeah,
but
we'll show you the
convenient,
savings.
Convenient that this one is actually still cheap. Most are up to $2.50.
Yeah, and 7-Eleven, I don't know if many of you use a 7-Eleven fuel lock. We've been using it quite a bit. We used to use it, but especially since we got the petrol, and obviously it being quite expensive to fill up. So they just changed their rules that your fuel lock can only be a maximum of, your savings is only a maximum of 25 cents. Is that right, darling?
Yeah.
25 cents per litre. So if your fuel lock is for more than 25 cents per litre, then they'll only give you the 25
So we were
cents.
saving $50 on half a
Yeah,
tank.
we were saving quite a lot sometimes. So yeah. Anyway, we'll take you out. We'll see how many litres it takes and how much it costs us, and I'll show you the receipt once Trent comes out from paying for it. But that's, yeah, first fuel stop for the trip down the east coast. And my husband's nearly given me an anxiety attack with running out of fuel, so hopefully that is not a sign of things to come for our travels, because I've got quite high anxiety and it's not a vibe for me, so we'll see.
We're filling.
We're filling.
Yeah, good price. $2.10 for premium 98. That's still a pretty fair price.
Yeah, nice. Get a bit of a sore hand there though, don't you?
Yes. Yeah, do something a bit cheeky. Don't I put the filler cap in? It's definitely not.
Oh, I've not seen you do that before.
It's not permitted, but I've got to fill up 290 litres plus I'm going to do the jerry cans, so
Get a bit of a
I'm going to have a
hand
cramp if I'm not careful, so just,
Yeah.
you stand there, I'll stand here, it'll be right.
I'll take you around and show them how we had to try and get in, how small it is to try and get in. So we're on a bit of an angle. We had to try and get in. That's it. That's our gap there to try and get in. So we had to come in and swing out nice and wide to try and get in. But we made it in. Got their 2 jerry cans on the back. So are you going to fill up both of these as well, Dal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll fill up both the tanks and the 2 jerrys, so we've got them as our backup. We'll let you know how that goes.
Oh, the other thing to say about the fuel lock is that it's only good for 150 litres. There's a cap on the amount of litres you can use it to.
Is that new as well, or it's
No, I think that's always
like
been there. It's the 25 cents. It's the new one.
Right. Okay. So, well, we will cap out the fuel lock because we obviously have 292 litres. So, yeah. That's interesting. They got to get you somehow, don't they, Dal?
That's 70 litres.
70 litres already.
Most people's like normal tank.
Which
70, 80
Which
litres.
tank are you filling at the moment?
I'm doing the ox tank at the moment.
He's filling the auxiliary tank at the
This is
moment.
152 litres, so I'm interested to see how empty the transfer pump, the sender that moves.
Yeah, because how does that actually work?
There's a button on the side, the dash.
Yep.
Go show them. There's a gauge. Shouldn't be off, but there's a little gauge.
Yeah, and then you just turn
There's
it
a button.
on,
You just-
and it fills our tank.
Yeah.
Fills the tank in
I'm
the car.
not sure if it fuels the engine and like has a return line, or if it just has a sender to
Yeah.
to the main tank.
Because when we have the auxiliary tank running, we can watch the range in the car,
And, yeah,
and it just
it
goes.
fills up.
It fills
Gauge
up.
goes up.
Yeah. So most of the time, like the main tank in our car is never really empty, but because we use the auxiliary.
First time.
This is the first time, yeah. We use the auxiliary tank just to keep, like, what do you call it? Trickle feeding the main tank.
Full and then I'd fill it back up.
Yeah, so as you're driving, you can just switch between both and just like keep topping back up the main tank. But I'll show you the gauge that he's talking about. Obviously, I don't know much about it. When I drive the Patrol, I just get in and drive, and Trent deals with all this kind of stuff. But that's the gauge there. So it's, I think you just got to press this button and yeah, it'll just fill up our main tank, or uses the fuel for the car, and then whatever is extra from the returns back into the main tank. Aux tank's full. All the lights were on.
Are they?
Yeah. So what do you have to do? You've got to fill the aux tank, fill the main tank, and then go back. What did they say when? You can't answer it, Ethan.
No, but then answer it then. Well, I just realised I reset it. Anyways, 146 litres was the number of litres that went into the aux tank. So obviously that's 6 litres that I'm not getting, which I think is not too bad, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. That's probably a bit less than 5%, so that's cool. Now I'm just up to filling the main tank. I put the Bowser back so it would reset because of the 150 litre thing, so that's cool. Just reset it, then I'll just fill up the rest and just pay the normal full price, which is still pretty fair at $2.10. So yeah, I'll just fill up the main tank, which is 140 litres from standard. So we'll see how much goes into that, see how much is actually left. Then I've got to get these jerry cans out, drop them on the deck and fill them up. I'm going to put, I don't know, 18, 19 litres, just under the full. And we'll keep going, because I'm not planning to have another fuel stop until, oh gosh, it was in Victoria anyway, so I'm trying to get through the rest of New South Wales and down well into Victoria before I had to fill up. I think it was like the servo just before Melbourne or something. I'll chuck it up, I'll figure it out, and I'll put it up where I was planning to stop. But yeah, we got further than I originally planned. I originally planned to fill up at Heatherbrae, just north of Newcastle, or it's around Newcastle, but I've managed to get it just past, and we're heading down to Morisset is where we are now, Morisset, and yeah, we'll go from there. Anyway guys, we'll see what the final numbers are, and we'll see. Okay, we're all done. I'll show you what Case was saying. So inside the filler cap, that's the main tank down there and the auxiliary tank down there. There's 2 holes, and so yeah, the forward one is the main tank, and then the rear tank is the long range of fuel tank. Another 150 litres. So the car took 125 litres roughly. 125 litres, so there was still about 15 litres in reserve, so more than what they think, so that's fine, as in for the car. So yeah, we ended up taking pretty much 300 litres bang on the dot, so it's going to be about 600 and something dollars. So anyway, that's our fuel stop at 7-Eleven.
The price of the petrol.
886. Traveled
886 kilometres on 292 litres, averaging 29.4-ish litres per 100. Fully loaded. More loaded than we're going to be once we leave Victoria, hey? So what did we do? The cashier let him do 2 receipts.
Well, it was.
I mean,
yeah, it was two installments.
2 payments.
Yeah.
So that he could redo another fuel lock to see if we could save a bit more money.
And
so
we did.
thank you to whatever your name is, that lady from 7-Eleven Morisset. Is that where we are?
Yeah.
7-Eleven Morisset, right there. If you can see it, she's a bit bumpy. So first receipt was 150 litres, $317.50. We saved a grand total of 90 cents on that one, Josh.
Yeah.
That's your second one that you got.
Yeah.
Anyway, every dollar counts, doesn't it, Dal?
Correct.
Or every 90 cents counts in this.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was cheap fuel anyway.
Yeah. And that's why we
pushed to get to this
on
one.
to get to this one, because the one in the previous town was what was it, $2.50 a litre. So yeah, we pushed a bit further.
Imagine that, you know, 40 cents a litre, we just took 300 litres.
Yeah.
Like what's that? It's 120 bucks
Yeah.
for nothing.
Yeah.
Just tear it up. So
To drive an extra, how many Ks did we have to drive?
I don't know, probably 40 Ks,
Yeah.
50 Ks, and we saved
20 bucks.
120 bucks.
Yeah.
Like you just got to get witty about where your money's going when
Yeah.
you're living on the road.
Yeah. And obviously this is a long-term lifestyle for us. So yeah, we want to obviously make our money count and save a bit of cash money where we can.
Well, we just don't have money to throw away either.
Yeah,
you know?
money doesn't, unfortunately doesn't grow on trees. So it's only a limited amount of money, and we'll rather save our money to do fun activities and
A carton of beer and a carton of ginger beer then.
yeah, well, or the necessities like beers for both, hey?
That's right.
All right, so the other receipt, what have we got? 149.84 litres, $315. The price lock saved us $9, so it came to a grand total of $306.40. So $306 on that receipt, and the other one's on the floor. Hang on, $316 on the other. So what's that? Quick math. 600 and something dollars. I'm bad at maths, and my husband's getting cranky at me because my Kindle's in his way.
Don't put stuff near the gear stick. That's the rules.
Passenger seat princess has got to stay in her own lane. We've now got a sleeping toddler in the back, so
All that
that's
crying's worn him out.
yeah. He
So the last 47 minutes should be quiet.
yes, we've got 47 minutes to go. We're staying tonight at NRMA Ocean Beach on the Central Coast. So the plan for us was to get as close to Sydney as we possibly can without going into Sydney, so that tomorrow morning we can get up and bypass Sydney. We've lived in Sydney, it was a while ago now. How many years since we've lived in Sydney,
We
Doug?
moved out at the end of 2018.
There you go. We moved out of Sydney at the end of 2018, and we absolutely know what Sydney traffic is like. It doesn't matter the time of the day or whether it's peak hour or not. There's always traffic, and there's always something happening in Sydney City, and we just want to avoid it. So we're going to take, what's that new bypass called?
North Connects
bypass tomorrow morning, and bypass Sydney and keep on heading south. I think we're stopping in Gosford.
No, we're stopping at Umina Beach.
Umina Beach?
I don't know.
I don't
People say
know.
it differently.
Probably saying it wrong, but don't we have to stop at Gosford on the way?
No. We're going straight to Umina Beach right now.
No, I'm talking about tomorrow, Dale.
Tomorrow we're going to Yass.
Yeah, but aren't we stopping at Gosford to get a wheel alignment?
Yeah, like I'm not packing up the whole caravan and taking it down to Gosford.
Oh, okay.
I think you've misunderstood.
I think I'm confused. But anyway, we're going to Umina Beach today, Central Coast, and then I'll update you tomorrow on what we're doing tomorrow, because clearly I have no idea. I'm just a passenger seat princess along for the ride.
Yeah.
but we're full up of fuel. We're safe again.
Safe?
Well, we're not gonna run out of fuel on the side of the highway, are we? Like we potentially might have before. We've got a sleeping toddler, so life on the road is bliss at the moment. And we'll check you at NRMA Ocean Beach and show you our setup. Have a good one.
Alrighty, so we've made it to Umina Beach. Not really sure the pronunciation, but it's about 45 minutes outside of Sydney on the northern side. Just grabbing a beer out of the fridge. It's a mess, but I'll finally finish the rear of the car. Did that myself. I'll run through that another time. So that's handy. Don't have to keep going into the caravan fridge to grab a beer now, or carry a second like a king's fridge, so that's cool. Yeah, so got here at about 2 o'clock, 20 past 2 or something. It's not a bad place. It's quite a big place. We're at the Ocean Beach Resort. It's is this an NRMA, Dale? NRMA. It's an NRMA camp. And you can book it through the Big Four website, she's saying. So that's handy. They're doing some renovations, it looks, over near the pools and stuff. So that's cool. But yeah, we're on a drive-through site tonight, which really isn't a drive, maybe a smaller van, but to line up with the AstroTurf, it's not really a drive-through site, but that's okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to do some cooking tonight. We're doing a honey mustard chicken, so I'm just going to bring you along as we put that all together, because we haven't really had much else to show you. So we just went for a swim and a shower, and we're just chilling out. We're crossing Sydney tomorrow, so that's going to be an interesting time. Anyway, we'll be fine. We'll make it through. The fuel was all right, so all good. We'll get stuck into this. Alright, so the rice is just about done. We're just using the induction cooker tonight, which I really rate. I really like using this. It's just a Kmart job. I think I've mentioned it before. It's like 55 bucks or something. Yeah, so that's pretty much done, and then I'll get stuck into making the actual curry chicken. I've got these Tefal fry pans. Casey did a bit of research into these, and yeah, these work a treat. And the handle, you can, I'll show you here, you can disconnect the handle and then just move it onto another pan. Then you just squeeze the handle and it's back on like that. There you go, the Tefal Ingenia range, she said. So I'm just going to use a packet mix, and I've got some veggies that I've already cut up inside. Whilst this is heating up, I'll go and bring them out now. So we've got some fresh green beans, some red capsicum, and half an onion and 2 carrots, or 2 small carrots, 1 medium carrot. That's it. And there's some cream to go in at the end. So I'm just going to cook up this chicken. Just cooking away on the picnic table here outside. Whilst that chicken's still browning off, I thought I'd just say that we've seen a few people that have come up to us now, and they're like, oh, we've seen you driving, and we obviously ended up at the same location, and they come over and say hello, and that's really cool. Like, it's cool that people are seeing us, all our stickers on the van and stuff, and they're like, oh, we've seen you, or we've been following you, etc. Even so early on, it's pretty cool that people were really interested in what we were up to and where we were going, what we're going to be doing next, sort of thing. So yeah, if you ever see us on the road, just send us a message or take a photo and send us an Instagram message or something, just to say hey and that you've seen us, or beep your horn as you pass, whatever. That'd be cool, just to have a little community of people that are crossing us around our travels. Anyway, whilst I'm just browning off the veg, I thought I'll also mention about how the patrol's going on the highway, doing 110. It basically sits in 5th gear pretty much the whole time. When it's not too bad, it'll fall into 6th. Some sort of like moderate incline will be into 4th, and then the really steep hills it'll go into 3rd. Obviously the gear ratio is not quite right now because we've got the larger tyres. We've got 295/70s instead of, I think the standards are 265/65. So, you know, I could be wrong, but I think that's right. So definitely a larger tyre turning. So, you know, that makes a bit of a difference. So use more fuel, but also the speedo is like more accurate now. You don't really have the fudge factor where you sit on 105 on your speedo and you'd be actually doing 100. Like you dial up 100 and you're actually doing 100. But it tows really well. We just have a small issue with one. I think the rear tyres are a bit toe in, so we're going to Petters first thing tomorrow morning before we get moving, just so we can have a wheel alignment done. Got to keep cooking and stop talking. Burn the dinner. I'll be in a whole world of hurt. Yeah, so just getting a Petters in Gosford to have a look at the wheel alignment and just make some corrections. I'm not sure if it was like this as we got it from DMW. They do a wheel alignment as part of the build, but whether or not that was wrong, they don't I think they do it now, but up until the end of last year, I think they were still using the local tyre power or whatever it was to do their wheel alignments, and I think that maybe they weren't geared for it. I don't know, but you can definitely tell after 5,000 Ks that we're starting to I think they call it scalloping, where you lose the outside edge of your tyre. And obviously I want to get on top of it because I don't really have the cash to be just dropping another $2,000 on a new set of tyres just because, you know. So we'll go and get that looked at tomorrow morning, get that all fixed up. Hopefully Petters will be able to correct it all. They do advertise that they're a bit of a GVM specialist and stuff, so hopefully they know what they're looking at, and we'll go from there. Shout out to Andy from Round and Round Designs, Round and Round, or Round and Round? Designs by Round and Round. His name's Andy. Find him on Instagram. I'll put a screenshot up here so you can see the business handle, but they are the ones that just did our new logo. So if you haven't noticed that, shame on you. We've got a new logo. The first one was just something Casey knocked up on Canva. So yeah, have a look at that. I'll put it up here so you can see it if you haven't seen it already. But shout out to him, he did a great job. Bounced back a couple of times, nailed it, print done. So dinner's coming along. Just gonna add in the sauce and the cream now. Alright, everything's all together. Just gonna let that simmer off for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, the time it takes to finish a beer, and then plate it up, and I'll give you a look at the finished result. Give it a quick taste test and make sure it tastes good. Some chicken and some of the rice here. That's yum. Chew. Oh. Righty guys, well, that's us for tonight. Have a bit of an early night. Got a busy day tomorrow. Petters first thing. Cross Sydney. Head on down to Yass for another sleep and keep on trucking. That's it.
gonna go see what Teddy's doing.
Yep.
Teddy's in his happy place. He's found a rainbow car. Wow, Ted. Are you driving the car? Show Mummy. Can you go beep beep? What about on here? Does it go beep beep? Beep beep. That's a perfect Teddy size car. That's a perfect Teddy size car. Oh, it's literally, I feel like it's about to all fall off. Oh my gosh. Can you see it moving?
Oh.
Look at it. Oh, it's falling.
Good machine though.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, it's falling, Doctor. Oh, you know, it's all going. Oh, it's hanging off, darling. It's literally hanging off. It's not even on there. Oh,
There we go.
There we
The
go.
mother load. You got some lollies tonight, baby.
Look, Ted, what's in there?
Daddy.
Lollies. Get it, boy. Get it. Get it, get it, get it, boy. Well, go on. See how much you got. Ted, come have a look. That is plenty.
Wow.
You got a chocolate.
There you go. That was a bit of fun.
Oh, Daddy.
Oh, lollies.
Oh, Daddy. Oh, Daddy.
Show me what you got.
Hello, Daddy.
Is it yummy?
Yeah.
That brings us to the next morning. So I had an 8 o'clock booking at Petters in Gosford, which was just, I don't know, 20-30 minutes north of Umina Beach, where we were staying for that night, the night before. And yeah, pulled in there. They got the car straight up. It was the first car for them, so they got it straight up on the hoist. And maybe 10 to 15 minutes later, the tech come out, found me in the waiting room and says, got a problem, you need to come and have a look. So they brought me around the back and showed me that there was a sheared camber adjustment bolt